Hi, this is Heather with Stamps Paper Love. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a Sketchy Sunday design with Traci Reed Designs, and you'll see the sketch in the upper corner in a second. So this is the sketch that we're working with. I chose the Beginnings and Endings collection, and I'm making a, is it Life Crafted album page from the Citrus Twist albums. So you can see already I edited out my first take at some things. I had stamped this happy stamp, and when I put it on the layout, I decided that I didn't really like how the words were positioned with the photos as I laid them on there. So here I was restamping that title on that right hand side, and now I'm just going to adhere it all back together on that page. The happy stamp is also from Citrus Twist. It's the True Life stamp, which it's the True Life stamp has a bunch of various words, and this one I thought would work really kind of cool with the sketch, where that title is just repeated on the right side like that. And then I'm adding in and trying to figure out how to get the hole punch positioned to line it up with that other page. Lesson learned in these pages where you have to hole punch, I really need to do that with both of the pieces of paper, the background paper, stacked together so that they're lined up. I definitely didn't line it up very well. Or at least not as much as I would like, and you can kind of see right there that it's a little bit off. But you know, you live and you learn, so you have to keep trying things. So I am working with a couple of photos here. These are two photos of classroom doors. The one on the left is my classroom door for a number of years. I worked at that school for 28 years. I was not always in that classroom. I'm not exactly sure how many years I've been in that classroom, but quite a while. And a few years ago, they started putting our names on the door with these kind of etched looking decal. I don't know if they're vinyl or stickers of some kind. So it has my name on the door vertically. And then this year I moved to a new district. And so there's a photo of the nameplate and the number plate that's on my current classroom door. So the collection I'm using, I said, was Beginnings and Endings, and it was absolutely perfect for this kind of situation where I was ending a job at one district and beginning a job at the next district. And this happened very, very fast and very, very close to the beginning of the school year. So that's definitely brought a lot of various feelings. And I just thought I would take a minute to do a quick layout about the job change. So I'm sticking to the sketch pretty closely. I put those little borders under that go under the photos, and then I'm adding a piece here with the journaling on it. I think I ended up not using the cutout that I had there, or and I think it was like a 3x4 card, and then I found a little journal spot in the stickers and whatnot that fit a little bit better. So I'm just writing my journaling on there, and it just talks about, you know, I put for 29 years. It's actually my 29th year this year, so it should be 28, and I updated that on the layout, but I did not redo the photos or anything. So for 28 years, I worked in one school district, and now I am starting a new job at another school district. And so far, I mean, it's been a few weeks in, so far it has just been a phenomenal change for me. So this layout is just kind of documenting that idea. So right now I have pretty much the layout placement of everything completed, and I'm just going to add some bits and pieces to embellish. And so I'm just kind of playing. There's some circles behind things on the sketches. So there's a couple of circular elements in the embellishments that I'm adding on. that one that I just put at the bottom, I think I switch out for a different one that says New Beginnings on it. So, it's just that playing process where you're just trying to figure out what you want to use. You know how it goes. Anyway, the colors of this collection were really kind of nice to work with. My new school district, their colors are like a blue and gold color, blue and yellow. I don't know what they call it just yet. So I have added a lot of floral elements. You'll see coming up, focusing kind of on that blue and yellow connection, and tossed in a few other colors just to tie in. There's some peaches on the florals and yellow, and this is just a little circle, has a heart on it. I think I added the heart. Heart was a sticker. Well, cut out. I think I fussy cut all these out some time ago, so I'm just kind of playing with them and finally putting them to use. Oh, that's what I do. It's not really a different circle, that New Beginnings half circle. I just add it on. No, I don't either. I don't know. I can't tell if I added it on top or not, or replaced it and put a different one there. And then this other little piece that I'm adding on, I think I popped it up on some foam. That's why I'm off camera a little bit right now. It just says, so I close my eyes to old ends and open my heart to new beginnings. And I think that's a really good description of what happened here. I had to let go of my old employment and be open to the new one. And the end of an era, I use that because 28 years, 28 years is a long time to do anything. It's going to wind up in that upper left corner, but here again, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to put, where I want to put it. And it's just was a really fun layout to put together. I personally love working with sketches. I feel like that takes a lot of the stress out of coming up with a layout because you have your basic design and it's just a matter of picking the elements that you want to use, the background, stamps if you're going to add them. This one, I just pretty much stuck with florals and a couple of hearts and then added on, some of these word bits. So that kind of made it come together really pretty easily. And it takes me longer for it to come together easily than you would think, I guess. But this little circle that I'm going to add says this will be ridiculously amazing. That's how I'm feeling right now. I am absolutely loving my classes and the atmosphere. The school I was at before was a 7 to 12 school, grade 7 to 12, and the new school is just a standard high school with grades 9 to 12. And it just is a completely different energy when you have those middle school kids in the mix. And there are lots and lots of things to love about middle school kids. They are challenging for sure, but they do bring a extra energy. And sometimes for me, I guess that energy has just been a little exhausting. So I really appreciate the change. High school kids, I have freshmen, so they're still pretty energetic, on the cusp of that middle school time. But they are fun, and we're having a lot of good times so far. So yeah, I did switch out that half circle at the bottom. I'm looking at the layout and I thought I had switched it out, but it was kind of hard to tell because I end up adding some florals on top of that as well. So I just had trouble telling if it was the same one that I started with or not. And then I'm moving this little new beginnings all over the place, and it's eventually going to settle right on that half circle at the bottom after I decide that it doesn't work in any of those other places. And so new beginnings at the bottom, we're going to add on a few more hearts and just go with it. And I feel like I really need to get a different situation for my videos because I'm using my iPad and it's nice. It's an iPad Pro, so it does a lot of things. But with the iMovie software on iPad, you can only speed things up double time. So there is nothing that I can go through at like 4 times the speed, which the embellishing part, I feel like I could speed up a little bit more for sure, which would make the videos a little shorter to watch. I know when I'm watching videos, I kind of have limits for my time, so I try to pick videos that either I can speed up enough to watch them in about 10 to 15 minutes or so, or they have to be a video that is about 10 to 15 minutes. And this one comes in at 14, which is probably a little longer than I would like for it. So if you haven't tried the adjust the speed feature, you should give that a try. I might talk a little faster. That's probably not a bad thing, but just to get through the video, if you're really wanting to watch the whole thing, as most of us who are creating these videos are really hoping that you'll watch the whole thing. But I don't do anything too crazy on this video. I did use a border punch on the striped paper to kind of give it that notebook paper feel, and the other papers are just papers from the collection. I think they are the Traveler's Notebook size collection papers. So I like those for a lot of reasons. The scale of the pattern is a little bit nicer to work on these smaller pages. And this one I just really liked that heart background, and the watercolor background was really pretty too. I kind of wish there was a reverse of it somehow, so that I probably could have figured it out just printing it and cutting it a little differently, so I could have done the watercolor on both sides. But I think it looks really, really pretty this way too, with the little splatters and stuff already pre-done. I am horrible at doing splatters so far. I keep trying it, and I know I'll get better eventually, but I really like the papers where some of that mixed media look is already done for you. The collection also had these little plus signs, and I considered putting them on there, but I just felt like it was a little bit too much at the end of the process here, so I don't end up putting those on. I do add these little puffy heart embellishments that I think they're a Jen Hadfield collection. I'm pretty sure I got them at Joann's, and I don't have any of the papers or anything that go with them, but I kind of look for standard basic little embellishments that you can add. And so that's what I did here. I just took a few of those and added one to each little cluster and kind of some coordinating colors, and away we went. Here, I don't know if that's a blue one. I think I change it out to a green one eventually, or maybe that one is green. It's kind of hard for me to tell on the screen at the moment. And I think we're pretty much finished. I'm going to fuss around here with some florals a little bit, but it's looking pretty much completed to me at this point. So thank you for watching. Definitely check out the blog post to see the other interpretations of this sketch at Traci Reed Designs. And there's some still shots coming up at the end that'll be a little bit closer views of the page. And I really appreciate you watching. And feel free to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, so you won't miss out on any later videos that I have coming out. Thank you.